Erin, in addition to the additives in fast food, there are also nutrients that can raise the risk of disease. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us know if we're going through the drive-through or going to a restaurant, sodium is obviously a concern. It's a flavor enhancer, it's a preservative. So we find a ton of sodium in foods when we're eating out. And 9 out of 10 of us in this country already get too much sodium. The goal is 2,300 milligrams a day or less. But when we look at where it comes from, 70% comes from processed and prepared foods. And obviously fast food falls right in there. When we get too much sodium, this is where we can see blood pressure rise. It can increase heart disease risk. It can also potentially accelerate bone loss and cause kidney stones. So if you look at where we're getting most of it coming from processed and prepared foods, it makes sense if we scale down on the fast food, it'll have a big impact on reducing our overall sodium intake.
It sure will. We always say, Erin, you got to halt the salt, right?
Absolutely.
All right, we do have to comment on saturated fats. What's your take on this, Erin?
Yeah, so it's a little shocking when you think about how much saturated fat could be in one fast food meal. So saturated fat, a little bit in the diet's fine, but we want to keep it to less than 10% of our total calories. Because if we have too much, it can raise cholesterol and insulin resistance. So if you think about someone who eats 2,000 calories a day, that's 22 grams of saturated fat. One large fast food hamburger could have as much as 33 grams of saturated fat in it. So it's really shocking how much saturated fat could be in just one part of a meal, not the entire day. And that's where we really want to be cautious about these higher fat meals, because too much over time, it adds up against health.
It sure does. And finally, last but not least, those carbs. They can get you every time.
Absolutely. I mean, carbs are everywhere, right? And so in fast food meals, there's a large amount of carbs, but it's the type. They're the simple refined carbs. They digest rapidly. They elevate our blood sugar, our insulin levels, and they can drive appetite. So you could eat this large meal and still feel hungry pretty soon after. And what they're void of is fiber. All of us need more fiber in the diet because fiber keeps us full. It lowers cholesterol, it lowers disease risk. And we should get about 14 grams for every 1,000 calories. Now, just to kind of look at fast food, and this is general, but let's say you're having a burger, fries, and a soda. That's about 1,600 calories, but you're only getting about 5 grams of fiber. So if we should be getting 14 grams for every 1,000 calories, you can see where it's energy dense, but we're not getting the nutrition we really need.
Erin, we touched on the marketing program that fast food companies have. They really market towards kids. How is this affecting, the playing field in terms of kids' nutrition?
For most families, if you're doing it as an occasional treat, it's not a consistent part of the diet, it's going to have very little impact on overall health. But where we see the concern with children is if it's a consistent part of their diet, multiple meals per week are being used as fast food, because we're finding they're getting the calories and energy they need, but they're not getting the key nutrients they need. And kids are in this period of growth and development. So if we fall short on some nutrients, that can impact growth. It even can impact cognitive function, learning, and they're not immune to future health problems, right? Just like if we eat too much fast food, we could, be at risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes. It's the same thing in children as well.
Well, there you have it. That was Fast Food 101. And guess what? You did it very fast. You were on point today, Erin. Thank you so much, Erin Palinski-Wade. Great job.